Welcome yogis, Silas here. This is part 4 of your yoga strength series, and in today's class we're going to work on balance and stability. For this practice you don't need any props. If you have a block, I am going to cue to use a block to make things harder or easier, but the entire series can be done without any props. Alright, let's get started. Let's come into tabletop position, letting the knees come underneath your hips, let the hands arrive underneath your shoulders, straightening your elbows, wrapping the triceps back, and just beginning to draw the belly button into the spine, feeling a long spine, tailbone pulls back at the same time you grow longer through the crown of the head, and then begin to just mindfully shift your weight around, beginning to notice how easy it is to balance with 4 points of contact, just shifting your weight over the wrists, over the knees, doing little circles around knees and wrists and letting them become incrementally larger until you eventually do quite big circles around your wrists, quite big circles around the knees. And then swapping direction. You can close your eyes and just begin to feel how you distribute your weight between legs, between left hand and right hand, left knee and right knee, front and back. And then come back towards center. And then press down evenly into both hands, press the tops of the feet down. And on the inhale, let the belly drop, heart draws forward, you look up, come into cow. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, dome the back, and come into cat. Just a couple more times, moving with your breath. Inhale to come forward, shoulder blades draw together. Exhale to dome the back. Spread the shoulder blades wide. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down as you move through your spine, moving the spine into extension as you come into cow, into flexion as you come into cat. One more full round. We finish with a cat pose, doming the back, and then come back to neutral spine position. Press into both palms evenly as you extend the left leg out the back. And then wrap the toes down, flex the foot, and extend through the heel of the left foot like you would stand against the wall behind you. Keep the foot in line with your hips, and then begin to grow longer through the crown of the head. Keep the left hip wrapping down. Draw the belly button in, and then begin to reach the right arm towards the front of the room. Elongate through the right fingertips and the left heel. Take a breath in to lengthen. And on the exhale, draw the left knee, the right elbow together underneath you. Dome the back like you come into cat. And the inhale, extend arm and leg away from one another. Go for a couple more times, joining them underneath your body as you exhale, inhale as you extend. 3 more times with your breath. Exhale to pull everything in, inhale to extend. One last time. Firm pressure through the left palm, then extend arm and leg in opposition. And exhale, lower the hand and the knee back down. Good stuff. Press into both palms, extend the right leg out the back. Flex the toes back, extend through the heel. Keep wrapping the right outer hip down as you extend through the spine and the crown of the head. And draw the belly button into the spine. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. Stay here, grow longer through the fingertips, longer through the right heel. Moving in opposition. Take one more breath in. Exhale, knee and elbow come together down the back. Inhale to extend. Exhale to pull them together. Inhale to extend 3 more times. Even pressure through the right palm, keeping all 5 knuckles down as you move the elbow and knee one more time. Inhale, extend, grow longer through the spine. Exhale, bring both hands, both knees down towards the floor. Then move the hands slightly forward of your shoulder line, slide the toes under, Press into the palms, shift your hips back towards your heels, tuck the toes under, and then continue to press into the palms to lift the knees off the ground just an inch. Take one more breath in. Exhale, straighten your legs, come into downward facing dog. And then move around here freely, pressing one heel down at a time. Keep lifting the hips up high, pressing the floor away. And then slowly begin to find stillness in your downward facing dog. Letting both heels be heavy, moving the thighs back in space as the hips climb up higher towards the ceiling. And keep pressing down into the left palm and begin to reach the right hand towards the right ankle. Just pressing out of the left hand. If that's too difficult, you can also just stay in downward facing dog. Otherwise, just pressing out of one arm. See if you can grow longer through the left side. And then bring the right palm back down, just swapping sides, transferring your weight into the right palm. Even pressure as you reach the left hand towards the left outer calf. And then press away out of the right hand, lifting out of the right shoulder. Keep the chest square. Keep the weight distributed even between hands and feet. And then place the left palm back down. Next inhale, rise high into the toes. Tiptoe your way towards the front, bringing the feet all the way in between your hands. And then grab opposite elbows, coming into a ragdoll. Gently swaying side to side. And take one more breath in. You exhale, slowly let go of your elbows and then begin the process of rolling up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Next inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw the hands towards your heart. Soft gaze just on the floor in front of you. Maybe even close down through your eyes. And then bring your awareness to the center line, your spine, your own plumb line. And begin to just mindfully shift your weight slightly forward and slightly backwards. Slightly towards the right, a little bit to the left as you begin to just gently rock side to side, back and forth, finding your plumb line. And then letting these movements become smaller and smaller. Feeling the even pressure of your soles, of your feet pressing against the floor. And then gently let your gaze come onto the ground, blink the eyes back open, and then let your hands come onto your hips. I'm going to shift your weight into the right foot and begin to pull the left knee into the chest. And we're going to set up for tree pose, so you can either bring the left sole of the foot against the left calf or to the inside of the right upper thigh. And keep the hands on your hips. Keep the gaze on one spot on the ground. Keep both hip bones square towards the front of the mat. Don't let the right hip pop out towards the side. Keep hugging it into its center. And you can either stay here or we begin to build strength and stability in the right ankle by just gently and mindfully beginning to move your eyes towards closed. And notice the moment where your mind begins to drop into the right ankle as you need to balance a little bit more intensely because you lose your point of reference as the eyes become all the way closed. And then notice that instant sense of stability once you open the eyes back up. Play with this just a couple more times. Keeping one spot on the ground, keeping your drishti focus on one point. And then slowly closing the eyes. Noticing the moment where balancing becomes harder, and then blink the eyes back open. Notice that instant sense of stability. One more time. And then eyes back open, good stuff. Bring the knee into the chest and then place it back down onto the ground, just changing sides. Bringing the right knee into the chest and then coming into tree pose. Sole of the foot either against the calf or against the inside of the left leg. Not having it on the knee joint, so you want to go bone on bone. And then finding your drishti. The drishti is in yoga, it's a point where you let your gaze rest on. Focus point, a visual focus point. And then as you stand up tall, keep pressing the floor away with the left foot, keep the hips square. And then slowly begin to move your eyes towards close. Notice the moment where the balance, that bottom ankle has to start working to keep you balanced. And then open the eyes back up. And do that 2 more times. If you feel comfortable with keeping the eyes closed, just stay here. And blink them back open. One more time, moving them slowly towards close, letting the mind drop into the ankle. Easiest way to get over your own head is to do balancing poses. And then open back up. Bringing the right knee towards center, and then bring both feet back down towards the floor. Next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Then take an inhale, lengthen halfway. And you exhale, ground your hands down and then step back into plank. Keeping the shoulders over your wrists and energizing the legs. Imagining you squeezing the block in between your thighs. And then let the heels fall over towards the right. Come onto the left fingertips. And then maybe reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, side plank. You can decide if you keep both feet down on the ground. You can also stack the feet, balancing on the right palm, keeping the right palm grounded solidly. Maybe you're floating the left leg off the right leg. Keep wrapping the right hip back. Keep pressing out of the right shoulder. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. And then begin to bend the left knee, stepping the left foot behind the right, reverse, flipping your dog, lifting the hips up high, reaching the left arm forward. Now let your gaze come down towards the floor. Slowly begin to lift the left toes back up as you pivot on the right hand, stepping the left foot all the way forward. You can also lower the right knee down to help yourself step forward. And you're in a runner's lunge with the left leg forward. Come onto your fingertips. Energize the back leg. Keep the left knee over the left ankle. And come into fingertips and begin to press into the left foot to become lighter and lighter on your hands till you're eventually able to lift them up, reach them out towards the side. Don't let your upper body rest on the left thigh. Keep it hovering over the thigh. Keep energizing through the back leg. And then begin to slowly lift your chest up, coming into crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Soft bend in the back knee. Continue to breathe. Take one more breath in. Exhale, twist towards the left. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Notice how having your gaze in one spot gives you a posture stability. If they wander around, the entire asana feels a little bit more wobbly. And on the next inhale, begin to reach your arms back up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, Skandasana, right heel bends down, left leg straightens. Skandasana towards the back of the mat. Hips come low, right knee bends. And then you can stay with fingertips on the ground or lift them off the floor, and we begin to move side to side. So straightening the right leg, bending the left. You can go low or stay up high with your hips. And just going side to side, straightening the left leg, moving towards the right. Moving back towards the left. Just like a ninja. Moving your weight from left foot to right. One more time. And finishing with Skandasana at the back of the mat, right knee is bent. Look towards the front. As you move towards the front of the mat, pivot the left toes to point forward. Now you can bring fingertips onto the ground or grab your block. And then begin to shift or jump off the floor with the right leg as you come into Warrior 3. Back leg is straight. Keep wrapping the right toes under. Keeping the right hip wrapping down, hips are square. Moving the left leg towards straight. Extending through the crown of the head. At the same time, extend out through the right heel. You can either stay here with fingertips on the ground or on the block, or you begin to peel the hands towards your heart. Once again, either stay here. If you have a block, you can grab the block and then begin to extend your arms out towards the front. You can also do this without the block, just reaching the arms towards the front of the mat. And holding here for 3. Extend through the arms, 2 and 1. Bring the hands back down towards the floor. Then bend into the left knee as you bring the right knee just outside the left ankle. And then sit your booty on the floor. You can also use a block, sitting your bum onto the block. Coming into a seated twist. If sitting with the right knee bent is too straining for you, you can also straighten the right leg down the mat, and the left foot just is stepped over the right knee. Then take your left fingertips behind you. Inhale, reach your right arm up, and exhale, hook the right elbow across the left knee. Take a breath into the spine, lift up through the crown of the head. Exhale to twist. And stay here working with the breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. If you have the right leg straight, continue to flex the right toes back. And then begin to slowly come back towards center. We're going to come out the same way we came in. So if you have the leg straightened, begin to slowly bend it back around. You can use your hands to help you to come back up, or you can try without the hands, shifting your weight back forward into the left foot. Right leg lifts out the back, and you're back in your Warrior 3. Fingertips can stay on the ground or pull them together at the heart. And take one more breath in. Exhale, both feet come down, fold forward, front of the mat. And take an inhale, lengthen halfway. And the exhale, hands ground down, step it back, step the fold. Take an inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, hands ground down, step it back, plank pose. Then ground down evenly through your hands. Begin to spin both heels over towards the left. Feet can stay apart, they don't have to stack just yet. And then come into the fingertips of the right hand. Maybe the right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Either stay with the feet in front of one another or stack the right foot on top of the left. Maybe even hover the foot in space. Keep pressing into the left palm. Keep wrapping the left hip back. Next inhale, reach the right arm forward. Now bend through the right knee. And then let the right toe strip down behind the left leg. Lift the hips up. Flip dog. Or wild thing. Now let your gaze come down towards the left thumb. Float the right foot back off the floor as you slowly step it all the way to the front. Good stuff. Coming into your runner's lunge. Hands frame the right foot. And lifting the left leg off the floor. Energizing the left thigh. then growing longer through the crown of the head, letting the upper body hover over the right thigh, and then begin to become lighter in your fingertips as you eventually reach the arms out towards the side. Keep hovering the upper body over the right thigh, keep extending through the left leg. Keep the bend in the right knee as you slowly lift the chest up, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Soft bend in the back knee. Keep your gaze in one spot. Take one more breath in. Exhale, twist towards the right, left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Extend through the fingertips. Next inhale, arms reach back up, crescent lunge. Straighten the right leg. Spin the left heel down, skandasana towards the back of the mat, bend into the left knee. And then once more, fingertips can stay on the ground, hips can stay up high. You can also come down low and take the fingertips off the floor, and we're moving side to side. Straightening the left leg, bending the right. Straightening the right, bending the left leg. So just going side to side. And one more time, shifting towards the front, finishing with a skandasana towards the back of the mat. And as you look towards the front of your mat, bring the right toes to face towards the front, fingertips on the floor or block, and use the left leg to bounce or jump up, coming into warrior 3. Flexing the left toes, balancing on the right foot, fingertips can still stay on the ground. Keep wrapping the right outer hip down. Maybe the hands pull together at the heart. Keep extending through the crown of the head. And then if you feel extra spicy, grab your block, if you have one, place it in between your palms, and then begin to extend your arms out towards the front of your mat, trying to create this beautiful letter T. If you don't have a block, you can still reach forward for 3. Keep elongating through the spine for 2. Press out through the left heel for 1. And then slowly come down, bending the right knee, bending the left knee, bringing the left knee behind the right ankle or just outside the right ankle. And then let your bum melt down to the ground. If you have a block, you can utilize the block to sit your booty down. Once again, if that feels uncomfortable and you can't bring both hips down towards the floor, I encourage you to straighten the left leg out towards the front. Then bringing the right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale to hook the left elbow across outside the right knee. Take a breath into the spine. Exhale to twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist. Continue to work with your breath here. If the left leg is straight, continue to flex the toes back. And then slowly come back around. We're going to reverse the whole scenario. So the leg is straight, lean towards the left to bend the knee. And then you can come out from here with the help of your hands. If you want to try it without, you come out of the sit. You begin to shift forward, pressing the left shin down, shifting your weight into the right foot as you come back into your warrior 3. Keep wrapping the left outer hip down, extending through the crown of the head. Take one more breath in. And then exhale, both feet come down, forward fold, front of the mat, let it go. And then begin to heel toe your feet out towards the outer edges of your mat as you begin to slowly bend down through your knees into a malasana squat. Letting the elbows come inside your thighs and then drawing the hands towards the heart, lifting up through the chest, closing down through your eyes. Maybe gently moving side to side, feeling your wide move from the left foot to the right foot. And then slowly place your booty on the floor. And then as the bum comes down, come into nirvasana, bringing the legs together. If you want to work with the block, you can place the block in between your shins. And then squeeze the legs towards one another, bring the shins parallel towards the floor. And then just to start with, bring the hands behind your thighs. Pull on your thighs to lift the heart up and draw the shoulders down. And then either stay here or reach the arms back out, balancing on your booty, lifting up the heart. If you feel extra spicy, you can straighten your legs. And then we're going for 5. Exhale to lower down, low boat. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale to low boat. Inhale to lift back up. Exhale to low boat. And to lift back up. One more time to lower and lift. And then slowly bend the knees, bring the feet down. Take the block out towards the side. Bring the hands behind you. Feet about hip width distance apart. Fingers pointing towards your bum. Press into feet and hands. Lift the hips up. Reverse tabletop. Stretching out the front channel. Gentle rocks back and forth. And then slowly lower the bum down to hover just over the ground. And then hover the bum in between your hands. Straighten your legs down the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale to fold forward over your legs, holding on anywhere on shin, calves, ankles, feet or big toes. If you have very tight hamstrings, keep your knees slightly bent. And take a breath in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. Continue to breathe, flexing the toes back towards your heart. Next inhale, slowly come back up. And then on the exhale, rolling yourself down into shavasana, letting the legs come to the outer edges of your mat, letting the palms face up, letting your back unfold onto the ground, letting the palms face up, shoulder blades snuggle underneath your body, and then letting yourself arrive. Closing down through your eyes, maybe even covering your eyes with a towel or a t-shirt if you have one. Making this last pause an internal experience. Observing the cause and effect, or the effect that this practice has on your body. Notice your breath. Begin to let your breath come in and out just as it wants to. Softening through the crown of the head, your face, your jaw, your throat, your shoulders, your arms, elbows, wrists, hands, fingers, softening through your chest, your heart, your ribs, your lower body, your hips, your legs, your knees, your ankles, your feet, your toes, letting yourself be heavy, just like a piece of clay, letting yourself be part of the ground. Full surrender. Shavasana. We're going to finish the practice here in Shavasana. If you have an extra minute, allow yourself to be still, to remain in this posture of rest and digest, letting the practice integrate into your being. Ending the practice whenever you feel like you've rested enough, closing it in a way that is meaningful to you. Thank you so much for your time, your effort, and I see you soon. Namaste.